I want a writing shed, library
Ooh, I like
staircase, a little reading room, I want a fireplace in every room, an Eames chair, someplace with an incredible view, a huge, luxurious bathtub. Plants, absolutely. I like everyone, like plants in the kitchen even. Ooh, I like to be like cozy, but also just beautiful. Like a writing shed.
Ooh, I like
Like a shower where I could be
Ooh, I
inside.
like Ooh, I like Ooh, I like Ooh, I like Ooh, I like
Definitely want to be outside when I shower. Cozy, but outside every time I shower. Unreal estate is a concept brought up by Deborah Levy in this book, Real Estate, aptly named. Unreal estate is sort of like the imagined real estate that you have in your future. Like you want an apartment in Paris, you want, maybe you just want a house that's big enough for your family. Maybe you want something in California, a bungalow, something like that. It's sort of this like image that you keep in your head always of like the living situation you want to be in when you've made it or when you've had success. And it's sort of a specter in this book for a little bit. Like Deborah Levy, she has this image of this house that she wants in her future, and she can't quite get it with her writing salary and the fact that she travels around so much. And so that kind of becomes known as her unreal estate, like all these things and this domicile that we're hoping one day we have is this unreal estate. So we probably like all sort of have that, unless you have like your dream home, in which case congratulations. But most of us have like that vision of our future, the place we'll like sleep at night, that is just a little bit out of reach. Real estate, the term real estate, can be a lot more expansive than we let it be. Real estate doesn't have to mean that you own a perfect house somewhere. It doesn't have to mean that you own the house you're going to live in for the rest of your life. It just, I think, means that you're collecting objects that feel like a home to you. Like they feel like they're things you're going to have for a long time, and they feel like this, they feel like they almost belong in a nicer place than you are in right then. It's a really dreamy concept. So for example, maybe you're renting an apartment, wherever you're renting an apartment, but you have a chair you love that you just, every time you sit in it, you're like, this chair is so comfortable. Like, I love this chair. Or you have a lamp that you invested in that you think is awesome. Or you have like a kitchen utensil that was like $5, but for whatever reason, it means so much to you. All of those things can be counted as real estate. And then further into the book, Deborah Levy, she gets to this point where she's finally talking about the fact that like your work, what you contribute to the world, your creative contribution is also your real estate. So for her, it's the fact that she's written quite a few books, and all of those books help her pay for her children to have a better life. And so in a sense, they are real estate. They are an investment in her time and her energy that have created wealth for her family. And I really just loved this concept because I think it's really easy to live always with an eye for what you want and constantly sort of be searching and thinking about like, will I ever be able to afford a house? Will I ever be able to remodel my kitchen so it's perfect or whatever? And it's like worth being like, what objects are actually just genuinely precious to me? Like they feel like real estate. And so that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of move around my house, my apartment. The laundry machine's on, which honestly, laundry machine, it doesn't belong to me, but wow, having a laundry machine after you lived in New York and didn't have one for years is a game changer. But I want to move through and just show the things that I feel like are my real estate. I think perhaps the silliest thing that's part of my real estate is this lemon squeezer, which I don't know. I can't tell you why I love it. It's just a lemon squeezer. It's probably $3, but I use it so much. Every time I use it, it gives me so much happiness. Like there's something about like crushing this, and then you get like citrus, you get like that sharp, like tangy, sweet, like taste afterward. It's just so good. So this is maybe the silliest object on my list, but it came immediately to mind. Yeah, this book is maybe my prized possession. This is a copy of the manuscript that F. Scott Fitzgerald kept of The Great Gatsby, which he wrote by hand, as you can see, and he literally edited it until he died. Like, once the book was published, he kept going back and editing it and trying to make it better. What's interesting is each year, I've heard as they reprint the book, they're slowly incorporating like his final wishes for it. But it's just an amazing like thing to own. I think there's only a set number of copies that they made of this. I actually got this plant when it was tiny, like just like a teeny tiny little girl, little baby plant, little embryo plant. I got her back then, but she's huge now. Like she's literally massive. I could split her into like 12 different plants. But I just loved like the majesty of her. She was actually just outside before, and I moved her inside because I like wanted to be able to enjoy her more. My little monstera. But I just think of all the plants I have in my apartment, like this is the one that feels the most like I could maybe keep it alive for years and years and years. I see myself splitting it up, bringing it to whatever house I have. She's definitely part of my real estate. And it really wouldn't be like a modern day like real estate portfolio without a plant. IMO, because like we're like living in the air where like indoor plants are like a version of having children. Yeah, so that is, let it be known, Monstera, you are my real estate. This is something else that I think a lot of people would find silly, and I don't care because it's mine. I love it. It's something that I can't imagine ever getting rid of. It is the gravity blanket. This is a Bearby one, and it is so comforting. Like having the gravity blanket on top of me in bed is just like this feeling that never gets old to me. And I'm gonna tell a really gross story about the gravity blanket, even though I really would prefer not to publicize this. So when I first moved to LA, I really wanted one of these, and I wasn't making enough money to buy one myself. And so I actually found this in the alleyway. Yes, I found this in the alleyway, like on the ground behind my apartment. Like it was weird because I'd been wanting it, and then it was an alleyway. So if I was, someone else, I'd be like, oh my God, I manifested the gravity blanket. I don't really totally believe in that sort of thing, but this is sort of a manifested alley garbage gravity blanket that I got professionally washed. So don't worry about that. It's been professionally washed, and now I use it pretty much all winter. Right now it's not on our bed because it's been getting too hot. But yeah, this thing, it is not overrated. Like this is one of those internet things. It's not overrated. It's perfectly rated. And I love it, and I will carry it throughout my real estate journey. This is a piece of real estate to me. This is a painting. I guess it's a print. This is a print that my parents had hanging in their office as I was growing up. And this is part of my own real estate. Every time I look at this, I think of home, and it's great because like I live in California now, and this is from Charleston, and there's just something about the light that's similar between those two places. And when the light hits this poster, I'm just like, I don't know, there's something very nostalgic about it.